right? So I had my warehouse job and I was working as a full-time realtor.
Okay.
So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday were 12-hour shifts at the warehouse.
Yeah.
I'd leave the warehouse, go work real estate. I just worked my sphere.
Yeah.
I followed up aggressively. I set appointments. I showed homes. I was very, very aggressive. I'm going to say I was putting in maybe like $500 a month in gas. It was expensive. You need to find a good work-life balance. I'm an advocate for therapy. My wife convinced me to do it. Moving forward, we will forever have to adapt.
Welcome back to the Investor Unite podcast, where we talk all things real estate, business, and entrepreneurship.
If you are looking to ignite your real estate investing, then join us at Investors Unites. And on today's podcast, we have an amazing guest, Mr. Smiles over here.
Dude,
Michael Orta.
I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited for this.
Have you done a podcast before?
Once.
Yeah.
It was my first podcast. Lots of kinks to get around. But
Nice.
yeah, I've been seeing your guys' podcast. I was excited to see the intro. I was like, this is awesome.
Awesome.
Excited to be here, man.
Well, welcome to the real deal.
Yeah, we
Thanks, man.
appreciate you coming on. You're a big agent, really big agent out in Lebanon, PA, but serving all of Central PA. Mm-hmm. So it's crazy because I believe you're like the first legitimate agent we had on the episode. Like some people had their real estate license, but weren't like full forced into being a real estate agent. So like I really want to dive deep onto the viewers listening, like how to become a successful real estate agent. But first, dive into your story.
Yeah, I'm the one that's not an agent here, so I'll have plenty of questions for both of you.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I'll be an open book, ask away. I guess I could start when I initially went for my license. It was in my early 20s, and I actually failed.
Really?
I did, because I think everything's meant to happen for a reason. I was definitely mature in my early 20s, so God willing, I didn't get my license.
Happens
I
to
don't
the
know
best
where I
of
would
us.
be right now. Fast forward that, I meet my now married wife.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so her and I started, just growing together. I was working at PetSmart at the warehouse, and Grayson was on the way. We had an apartment, all that jazz. And I was like, okay, well, I have to figure something out.
Yeah.
So initially, I ended up getting involved in real estate when I was 18. I bought my first rental when I was 18.
Oh, wow.
No way.
And so I stockpiled about 4 rentals when I was in my early 20s.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't know what I was doing at all. They kind of, at that time, fell on my lap, owner financed people that I knew.
Perfect.
So no crazy story behind those acquisitions.
Yeah.
It was kind of just like, hey, here's these properties.
You didn't have like any family to help guide you through this at all?
I had no idea what I was doing.
You're just winging it.
Yeah,
Going for it.
I collected the rent, and I said, "Wow, look at me! I made
Making money?
$700.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, I'm living life."
I don't need a job.
Right. And then taxes came, insurance came, citations came, and I was like, "Whoa,
There goes that 700.
Yeah, now I have to pay out of my own pocket."
Yeah, right.
Jeez, I didn't know this is how it worked.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a rough learning curve in my early 20s rentals, but as I got older, I started understanding, the rental game a little better.
Yeah.
But backtracking to when I got my license, I was still at the warehouse, and I ended up getting licensed. I did it in like 3 months. I mean, the courses aren't that long.
Yeah.
Did you go online or in person?
I have to go in person. Dude,
Can't do it
I can't do online, man. It's just, I need to be there. I need to see the professor. I need to ask questions. I need to soak it all in person.
Yeah, I was the same way for college. Like, I had a couple online classes, and within the first 2 weeks, I was like, no, drop this.
No.
I'm not like a tech savvy person whatsoever. It's like,
Same.
I need to go talk to somebody.
Absolutely. I mean, for me, dude, it takes me like half an hour to 45 minutes to make a reel.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not tech savvy whatsoever.
I'm trying to even send an email these days. I'm like,
Oh, no. So I hit a little Sal on the team, like, hey, bro, you need to pump out this reel. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But that's the extent of my abilities, unfortunately.
So you passed on the second try?
I did, yeah. Okay. So I passed on the second try, and then I was juggling 2 jobs, right? So I had my warehouse job, and I was working as a full-time realtor.
Okay.
So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday were 12-hour shifts at the warehouse.
Yeah.
I'd leave the warehouse, go work real estate.
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, full days working as a realtor.
Yeah.
So fast forward 6 months, I didn't sell property, man.
Yeah.
I was working so freaking hard, showing houses, writing offers.
So you're 20,
Nothing.
You're 20 at this time?
I was 24.
24.
Yeah. So I was 24 at this time, man.
Gotcha.
man, was it painful. I mean, 6 months of hard work and effort.
For nothing, right?
I mean, throw me a buck, man. I didn't make it. I didn't make anything.
Give me a penny. You know?
Something, man. Yeah,
Were you
pay the
like,
bills.
were you trying to be a buyer's agent or like trying to get the listings?
So I started off as a buyer's agent.
Okay.
Started working my sphere. Growing up, I worked in the family business. So a lot of people in the area knew who I was due to the family business.
That's good.
And right off the beginning, I started capitalizing on my market share because they knew who I was and they trusted me.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing, but they trusted me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
one thing led to the other. And I set a goal for the end of the year. I think I told myself, if I don't sell a house, man, this is just not for me.
Oh, shit.
Right.
So that was my goal. I needed to sell a house before the end of the year or I was moving on.
Yeah.
And
Did you have any like prior sales training to this or?
nothing, man. I
Nothing?
came in fresh.
No mentor?
No mentor. I was just figuring
He was
it
like,
out.
I'm just going to do it.
Wow.
Yeah, I just figured it out. I was working extremely hard. I mean, the work ethic from the furniture store, my family business, is what transitioned into this.
Okay.
12-hour days is what my father taught me how to work at that store.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was working there, most of my early childhood and my early 20s.
Yeah.
So that's
Those 12
that's
hours
what I
days
knew.
just transitioned right into real estate.
Yeah, for me that was common. So that's when I was working at real estate.
Yeah.
Long days. But God willing, I ended up getting my first sale right before the end of the year.
Yeah.
No way.
And that check was actually, I think, like a couple $100.
Oh,
So it wasn't that much, but man, that's what I needed to see
proof of concept.
Yeah.
for the proof of concept and to find that motivation that I needed to keep plugging away.
Keep going. Yeah.
Definitely.
One sale led to the other, and then that first full year in real estate, I ended up selling $3.1 million in volume, just trying to figure it out.
No way.
I didn't know what I was doing still.
Yeah.
I still don't. But
And this
I
is
figured it
all
out.
Lebanon area?
This is all Lebanon, yeah. So a majority of my business is in Lebanon City.
Yeah.
And then in the county, we have a large market share. So last year, the team was able to be number one in the county.
That's insane.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. It's an awesome milestone to share with the guys, man, because we started the team, and by year 2, we were able to hit that milestone.
Yeah, that was fast.
Yeah, so it was really cool.
So you're
So
thinking like
early
some of those
on.
other teams, they've probably been there for 20 years, 20 plus years.
Yeah, so we have a lot of veterans in our market. Very, very good agents. They all are sharp. They work very hard, just like us.
Yeah.
So we're blessed to be amongst those top guys in our county.
Yeah, and like the point I was asking about Lebanon is just because the average price point for a property over there, I mean, you would know a little bit better than I do, but maybe like high ones, low twos, like not very expensive, right?
Our average price point's a little under $200,000.
Right. So for you to do 3.1 in your first full year, like that's
really good.
That's highly impressive.
For sure. At that time, my first full year, my average price point was very low hundreds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
'cause
had to pump
how many years ago are we talking?
about 6. Yeah.
Okay. Not
about
to
6
expose your
years.
age or anything. I was just curious.
Come on, man.
Sorry, my bad, my bad.
It's all good. It's all, yeah, we'll clip that.
You look my age. It's all right.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That was a good save. Good save.
Thanks.
But so yeah, that first year we did. I did $3 million, and then I almost doubled it year over year.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, to me it was all new. I was like, whoa, I'm making some money here.
Just from your sphere of influence?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
You didn't do any marketing at all?
Nothing.
No way.
Nothing. I just worked my sphere.
Yeah.
I followed up aggressively. I set appointments. I showed homes. I was very, very aggressive. My day was full from the moment I rolled out of bed till I decided to go to sleep.
Until the time you got back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It came to the point where it became a little unhealthy, I'll say.
Did you ever reach like a point of you were feeling a little burnout?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Rough.
Oh.
Very rough. I think year 3 and 4 was just chaotic. I mean, I literally doubled my business year over year. And when you don't have a mentor, you don't have anyone to guide you on, hey, let's build a good work-life balance.
Yeah.
I didn't have that.
It's just work.
Yeah, I mean, all 3 of my parents, so I have a stepfather, a dad, and mom.
Yeah.
No one ever taught me that, and they all owned their businesses. It was just wake up, work, fall over, wake up, do it again.
Yeah.
Did you ever want to quit?
Oh, yeah. Many times. I mean, even, last year.
Really?
Last year, I was like, dude, this is rough.
Yeah.
I mean, I think more isn't necessarily better. And when I was on my own, I think the best year I had was a little over 80 transactions on my own.
Jeez,
Wow.
that's really good.
It's a lot.
Especially for Lebanon. Like, it's not a big town.
No, it's not. What's crazy is I didn't have any systems or nothing in place, man. It was just, I think I had Excel sheets. That's it.
That's insane.
No automations.
Nothing.
I mean, that just goes to show what some hard work can do.
Yeah. I mean, it was just long days.
Yeah.
Very long days. I was always on the road, always showing houses, running back, writing offers at the end of the day, sending offers, rejection. It was just rinse and repeat on a day-to-day.
Yeah. I hate to know how many miles you put on that car.
Brutal. Brutal. Gas was expensive.
Yeah, it is.
That's when I had the Mercedes.
Oh, was it?
Oh, brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal. It
What
was
kind of
like,
Mercedes was it?
it was a AMG. So it was a CLA AMG.
Okay.
And, oh, dude, it was like almost, I want to say I was putting in maybe like $500 a month in gas.
That
It was expensive.
I can relate. Yeah, I'm like $60 to $65 like every 2 to 3 days.
Wow.
It's bad.
Yeah, that is bad.
Drive a lot. It's an Audi A5.
Makes sense.
I mean, it's not terrible in gas. I think I'm around like 21 miles per gallon.
That's not bad.
It's not that bad.
No.
It's just a lot of driving.
For sure. Absolutely.
So I still have my full-time job too, which is in Mechanicsburg. I live in Harrisburg, and the office is over here, so it's just a lot back and forth. And then appointments and whatnot.
Well, no, I can relate.
So yeah, completely.
So now that I have the Tesla, it's like, ooh,
Yeah.
I haven't paid gas in a long time. Which
Did
is
you bring
cool.
it today?
Nice.
I did.
Oh, I gotta go check it out.
Yeah, bro. Well, we'll take it for a spin.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I really want to. I've never been inside a Tesla.
No?
Actually,
They're fun. It's a fun car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very like punchy to the metal, if that makes sense. Of
course.
It takes off.
The acceleration.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's a fun car.
All right, we gotta go try it out after this.
I got you. For Chipotle.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
I'll grab my gift card.
It's a fair trade. Fair trade.
All right, let's wrap this up, guys.
I love it. I love it.
But I mean, going back to your story and then you saying like you pretty much wanted to quit.
Yeah.
Like, what made that change though?
I think it's how I handle stress is what it comes down to. I'm one to bottle up stress. I wake up, I deal with stress on the day to day. But I just try and just move forward.
Yeah.
I don't really soak in my emotions as much. I understand the task needs done.
Right.
There's people's livelihood on the line.
Yeah.
I just got to show up and perform every day, and my emotions can wait.
Yeah. And it's like they're depending on you for their next house, for their
sure.
raise their family. And
yeah, so I can either go cry in a corner or get over it and get back to work.
it's a big responsibility to hold on your shoulders.
It is.
Especially when you're doing 80 a year.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's
80
a lot.
people crying on your shoulders.
Almost.
Yeah.
But again, I think it's just how I handle stress. I think you need to find a good work-life balance. I'm an advocate for therapy. My wife convinced me to do it, and I do it on a bi-weekly basis.
Yeah.
And it's very helpful. I really like.
That's good.
I really like doing that. I think my therapist is great. And just being grounded is very important.
Yeah.
It came to a point where, it felt very numb, and every transaction that passed by was just, all right, on to the next one. On to the next one.
Yeah.
You didn't really get excited about them.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And it's a bad thing. It's a real bad thing.
Because you're getting that check, and at this point, it's like, average Joe would be like, oh my God. It'd be like your first deal.
Yeah.
It'd be like, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I just got a couple $1,000s. And for you, it's
sure.
like, I still got to worry about this one over here.
Dude, it's crazy. I've gotten more excited about looking back at those $300. I think it was like $300 actually.
Yeah.
And I was so excited over that check. I was like, oh, this is life-changing. This is so cool.
Yeah.
But recently I've been really working hard at just living in the moments and trying to just soak in everything that's happening.
Right.
Appreciate life.
100%. I mean, everyone that comes to us to represent them for their transaction, that means a lot. I mean, they're putting their faith in us, and there's no reason why we can't, slightly emotionally invest into them.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that's something that I've been working on, and this year's been great.
And with you saying you built basically all your business off of your sphere of influence, like when was the time when you're like, all right, let me build the team out? And did you implement any more marketing, like cold calling, texting, email marketing?
So for me, I didn't invest into anything until like year 4. I started investing a little bit into Zillow. But for us, it's like, man, we are already busy.
Yeah.
And there's only so many hours in the day. So do we dump a lot of money into marketing and receive a lot of volume that we can't handle is how I look at it.
It's true.
I was losing my head when I was doing a little over 80 by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's understandable.
It's tough.
Yeah.
So now I have 5 agents on the team, and I have 5 people that need to depend on me. I need to be there for them. I need to also focus on my own clients that I still represent on a day-to-day.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I need to handle my rentals. I need to handle my flips.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
So during this time of you first initially getting your license and like going through the struggles, whatnot, you still had your rental properties at this time?
I did, yeah. I sold them around COVID.
Okay. Did you continue to grow your portfolio at all? Or were you really just focused on the agent side?
I focused on just generating commission revenue. So I ended up selling all the rentals around COVID right before the boom.
Yeah.
But regardless,
it happens.
I made a little money.
You can't time everything,
No, you can't. But it was a good lesson. Just buy and hold, be patient, because that would have definitely paid off.
Yeah, maybe a little more equity, but it is what it is.
I try not to think about it.
You got a trust list, so you're doing well.
It's okay. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. We're doing good. I mean, everyone on the team's doing really well. Sal and Josue are onto their second flip.
I saw that.
Yeah, really exciting to see that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing them come together on a flip. Sal's done. This is Sal's second flip, and he's only 20.
No way. Insane.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He's so young, but he's very coachable.
Yeah.
He listens. He works hard. Same thing with Josue. Josue has a family to support. Mm-hmm. So, seeing my fellow team members do stuff like that is very rewarding.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's very cool.
And who was your first hire? Like, was it an assistant or was it like that first team member?
It was a team. I went straight for the team member.
Really?
I'm a big delegator. So I kind of assign tasks that need done throughout the team fairly. Yeah. We don't really have an admin in place, but we do a good job at tackling things that need done together.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have Sal, Josue, Ashley, Lauren, and Cheyenne, and we all, help one another. If Sal needs something, I'll definitely chip in. If Josue needs something, I'll chip in, vice versa.
Yeah. Gotcha.
It's a team at the end of the day. So when something needs done, we each take accountability and we all step up for each other.
That's what it's about.
And are you still with the original brokerage that you had signed on to, or have you switched brokerages at all?
Still there.
Still the same one?
Yeah, still there. Same spot.
Nice.
Yeah.
So did you reach out to the brokerage before you even got your license, or was it after the fact? Because I get this question all the time.
Funny answer to that, actually. Frank, who's now our broker, was a realtor at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember texting Frank. I was like, "Hey, I got my license."
Yeah.
He's like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah.
Like, okay, what's next?
Yeah, right.
So just come in. And I forget, he gave me a day. So I came into the office and I met Denise, the owner of the brokerage, and we sat down with her. And she's like, "Oh, so tell me about yourself." I don't know what to say. I was like, "Oh, I speak Spanish, and I'm a realtor now, I guess."
Yeah.
She's like, "Yeah, you're hired." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Right. Was that easy, huh?
Yeah, so bilingual helps.
Yeah. So it was the easiest interview ever. But I'm still there with the same guys. Denise, still the owner. Frank, now our broker.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still there. I mean, they've done a lot for me since day one.
Yeah.
So I'm more than happy with where I'm at.
Yeah.
They've done a lot for me, so I just want to return the favor and keep growing with them together.
Helping your team out.
Yeah, I mean, we're all doing amazing things, man. We really are.
No, that's amazing.
So it's cool to see that amongst one another.
Yeah. So with you doing pretty much all your business just word of mouth, and like you said, your social sphere? Sphere of influence?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Yep.
Anyways, how big is reputation to you?
Massive.
I was thinking that. It's because if you mess up on one transaction, there kind of goes your entire business. Possibly.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you can't please everyone.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I go to bed knowing I did the right thing. And I try and advocate that with the guys and girls as well.
Yeah.
Just, do what you have to do it right. The consumer doesn't have to like it, but it's what you have to do at the end of the day.
Right.
So we definitely hold one another accountable when it comes down to that stuff.
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is build a bad reputation in your small town that you're the shitbag realtor, I guess.
Yeah.
Just putting that label on it.
No, I completely understand.
But for the most part, we've had a lot of positivity with the team, with me, the public, for the most part, keeps supporting us. So that's awesome.
It sounds like you're still growing.
Yeah. So, last year we were able to do 119 transactions with the team.
Wow.
Almost 30 million in volume.
No way.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I mean.
You're killing it.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Of course.
But it's crazy because it all comes down to I took the initiative and I took that risk at the warehouse, and I said, I'm going to get into sales. I don't know what I'm doing, but I think that's my calling. I think that's what I have to do.
Yeah. So when did you quit the warehouse?
About right before COVID.
He's like, I quit it yesterday.
I'm still there. Spoiler alert. I quit right before COVID.
Okay. So how many transactions would you say you had done before you decided to quit the warehouse?
So at that time, I was probably altogether, probably 50 transactions.
Okay.
Including year one, and then, part of when I decided to quit. At that time, I remember Skyler and Noah were big partners of mine, and we were doing a lot of stuff together, and we were all in our beginning stages.
Yeah.
So it's cool, seeing where we're all at now and what we're doing is pretty cool.
Yeah. And the Noah he's referring to is actually the guy we had on a couple episodes ago.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's another big guy in our town.
Yeah.
And everyone loves him.
No, he's amazing.
He's a great good guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
But him and Skyler were definitely one of the first two people that said, hey, you should probably go full time, bud. You look really busy.
Yeah.
And I went to my mom. I went to Tiani, my wife now.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, I'm thinking about going full time. And they all just open up their eyes wide and like, whoa.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Like, this is risky.
It's commission only.
It is, yeah. So I have to sell or I don't make anything. I mean, that's how we get paid.
Yeah, it's all about performing.
Right. So for them, it seemed like a massive risk.
Were you scared?
I was terrified.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was terrified, but also I felt ready to take that next step and to give it a shot.
Nice.
So I remember walking into work, put my full day in, and at the end of the shift, I walked up to my supervisor and I was like, hey guys, I'm going to give you my 2 weeks notice today, and I will not be here tomorrow, just so you know. So honestly, they all were very respectful and accepting of that.
Yeah.
And I left there with phenomenal terms, man. I mean, everyone was very supportive. They saw the growth while I was at the warehouse.
Yeah.
Just the chit chat every now and then.
You're in there just talking about it like, yo, I sold this house.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, it came to the point where even my supervisors were coming up to check in on me.
Dude,
like,
I'm in the same exact situation right now.
Yeah, man, it's awesome to see that support. So I have nothing but good things to say about that place, to be honest. I left there with phenomenal terms, still talk to the guys that work there and all that stuff. Yeah. So, good place, good place.
That's good.
Yeah.
And when you were building your team, like at any point, did you have a mentor, or it's just like, I'm going to just learn it as I go?
So that's a phenomenal question. I actually hired a mentor as soon as I started my team.
Okay.
Yeah. I at that point, I had people joining the team, and I had to respect, hey, these guys are putting their faith in me. I have to take this serious. It's not just me anymore.
Right.
So I hired a coach. She was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. She taught me a lot on how to work on the business, not in the business.
Yeah.
So we just started taking an approach of just operational mindset, how to, set up a CRM, how to track numbers, how to do all
you didn't have
stuff.
a CRM at all?
Heck no.
No
Absolutely
way.
not.
Wait,
Excel sheets only.
Excel sheets all day, man. So now I have a CRM, guys, just so you know. Automations, all that good stuff. I'm starting to implement all that stuff.
Yeah.
So again, it just saves us hours on the day, man. I mean, you send these automations out. Depending on how you react to the automation, I know how to follow up with you then. But it saves a lot of hours in the day. Mm-hmm. And, man, I wish I had that back in the day.
I was going to ask, like, knowing what you know now, what would you do differently when you first started?
CRM and mentor.
CRM and mentor.
I would have done that sooner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What about marketing?
Marketing.
Or would you keep it the same?
Honestly, I would keep that the same. I wouldn't change too much on that. I think organically we've grown a good social media following.
Yeah.
To the point where if I post a goofy picture, I get good interaction on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to keep being myself on social, and the leads convert even just off of that. Just the casual conversations on social.
I feel like that's what a lot of people are looking for, like the authenticity of it.
Oh, for sure, man. I'm definitely myself. I mean, you guys all know I'm a food junkie. I like my Pokemon and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's what I put out there, right? Yeah. And that's who I am, and I'm not ashamed of putting that out there. I'm okay. I like to just talk a lot of smack, but other than that, it's just hoops, man. I'm okay, bro. I'm okay. Yeah, I'll put up a good front.
Yeah, you definitely got to take over that meetup, though.
I will. Don't put them on the spot, man.
No, put them on the spot.
Don't put on the spot.
Oh man, no, we love Noah.
You guys
gotta get that thing rolling.
Yeah.
I miss it.
No,
That's
he's
fair.
great.
We'll send them this clip then.
Yeah. So for someone brand new, getting into the business, what would you tell them? So like they know a full-on game plan. Step 1.
Yeah.
Step 10.
That's a long answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would just.
Let's say to get their first deal. So, get the ball rolling.
Yeah, let's start there.
Yeah.
Target your sphere. You know people, you've met people, there's people in your contacts. There's no reason why day one you're licensed. You don't talk to all of them and say, hey, I'm a licensed realtor. Just want to check in with you. Let me know if you need anything. Oh, by the way, do you know anyone that may want to buy or sell a house? Mm-hmm. You've touched one person, and that one touch can lead to another touch based off of referrals. Mm-hmm. That should be the first thing you do on day one.
Just talk to everybody.
100%.
Yeah.
The more contacts you touch, the higher your conversion rate can essentially be.
Yeah.
It's just a numbers game. You just got to talk to a lot of people. You got to follow up. You got to nurture them. And you got to bring value.
Yeah.
You can't just chase people around with contracts and say, sign this. I want to be your realtor.
Yeah.
Why? Why should I sign that? Give them a reason to want to work with you. Right. And I think the authenticity aspect of it, has a big role to play.
Yeah.
When I meet with consumers at my office, I'm me. I don't wear a suit and tie. This is as dressed up as you're going to get.
Yeah.
But they see that on social, right? So it's not like a fake
it's
persona.
Not unexpected, then.
No. Yeah. It's who I am. Maybe I'll dress up to settlement, but no. But yeah, I just try and keep it really authentic, talk to as many people as you can, and that should convert, is, I guess, a long answer for that. Now, if you want to scale, it's just rinse and repeat, man. You just got to talk to more people.
Right.
Yeah.
I think people try to overcomplicate it, right? It's like, oh, what's the best CRM? What's the best website? Mm-hmm. Oh, how do I make a perfect reel, or how do I make the perfect post?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Just put it out there.
Yeah.
Just put it out there. Be you, be authentic, and talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think that's keeping it very basic, but it works.
That's
definitely.
Like when I got my license, I'm still surprised I did this, but I'll take a stack of business cards.
Yeah.
Go up to Giant and Wise and just start walking through and go introduce myself to people.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I had my little elevator
cool.
pitch. I was like, hey, just been walking around. Wanted to introduce myself. My name's Stefanie Kavidi. I had my whole pitch.
I remember the day, actually.
That is awesome.
Before we had ever partnered up, my mom sent me a picture of your business card.
I remember
that. I was like, hey, didn't you go to school with this girl, Stefanie? She just gave me her card. I guess she's a realtor. She gave it to me in Giant.
It's such a small
so good.
world. Yeah, because I didn't even know what his mom looked like.
Yeah.
At that time,
and
you were just slinging the card.
Just gotta go for it.
It works. You do. You really do. I think sometimes people just sit there and overthink it.
Yeah.
Rather than just getting started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think the saying is paralysis analysis.
Analysis paralysis.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Same
thing.
Yeah.
So, just get started, man. You can sit there and watch hundreds of YouTube videos, but for me, hands-on experience is how I learn. Mm-hmm. So I'd just rather put myself out there and figure it out.
Yeah. It definitely works for you.
Yeah, it's doing all right. It's doing all right.
I mean, everything takes time.
It does. And to go off of that, I think you just have to be patient, man. All good things come with time, man.
Yeah.
That's true.
For me, those long 6 months were painful.
Mm-hmm.
And if I would have quit, I don't know where I would be right now. I mean, it's crazy to look back at all the growth, what I've been able to do for the family, how we've grown together. Blessed to say what I can do for my parents and the people around me. It's really cool stuff to see what that one $300 check can lead to.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm sure like having that, your kid, that probably put a lot of pressure on you in the beginning too.
Yeah. I quit and I had no choice but to figure it out.
Right.
That's as stressful as it gets. You have a little one and you have another little one on the way.
Yep.
I think Tiani and I at that time, when I went full time, I think I had like $3,000 in my bank account. We had like 2 car payments, rent, little Grayson on the way, Damon.
That's scary, man.
It was terrifying.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, I got to figure this out. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the 1 month, I had like almost $1 million in volume in the 1 month. And dude, I've never seen that kind of money coming in a month.
Just in 1 month.
Heck no.
So what would your commission look like out of $1 million? Like just roughly?
Like 30.
30K?
30, and then you figure out taxes, broker fees, splits, and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Just take 30, subtract. For me at the time, I was putting 30% aside for taxes.
Yep.
Broker split was like 80-20.
Okay.
So I guess like half of that in a sense. When you factor in net, I would like say, hey, wifey, look what I have.
Yeah.
This is for you to buy Starbucks.
So like $15K a month. I mean, that's a 6-figure income right there.
Dude, absolutely. And for me, I've never made 6 figures.
Yeah.
So once I hit that first 6-figure year, I was like, oh man, I made it.
We gotta keep going.
The gates opened up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then I quickly figured out, oh, okay, I got to keep growing.
Yeah. So in terms of scaling, I mean, you definitely said like put your system in place, get the CRM, hire a mentor, and then also building a team, right? That's like one of your...
Yeah, for me it was.
Yeah.
I think my first goal when I got licensed was I had an obsession with I need to have my own brokerage. I don't think that's going to be the case. Not to say that it would not change, but at this time I'm so focused on the team and the guys and the gals that that's what I want to focus on, and that's what I want to scale.
Gotcha.
Right. I want them to experience those amazing years that I've had.
Yeah.
And, I want to take a little credit for it. But, I want to see them grow. I want to see them provide for their families. Not to put his business out there, but Josue's buying his house.
Let's go.
That's so awesome.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Right? Shout out to Josue. He's buying his first house, second house with his family. And seeing stuff like that is so satisfying.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, he took a whim on me. He joined the team, and I was like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. Are you cool with that? He's like, yeah, bro, you're good. We'll figure it out.
Figure it out.
And hey, he's been a ride or die since day one, man. He's been killing it. He's been working very hard, and it's all paying off for him too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, completely. And before we had turned the cameras on, we kind of talked about like, taking care of your health and whatnot. We talked a little bit about stress.
Let's talk about that.
You want to talk a little bit about like physical health and things that you've changed recently?
Dude, I'll tell you what, when you start getting busy, your health is like on the back burner, right? You just don't really care about what you eat. You don't care about prioritizing the gym. It's just go, go, go.
Dude, I feel you.
Man, I think at the peak, I was up almost 50 pounds.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If you don't mind sharing, what weight would that be?
254 on the dot.
254. And
yeah.
Now
I can walk around like 230 comfortably.
Yeah. You're looking good. Looking bulk,
bro.
I see.
I'm hitting the bench, man. I'm hitting hard day every day. No, I'm kidding. But, you got to make time for your health, guys. At the end of the day, if your health isn't there, it's just...
You can't perform.
You can't. No.
Health is wealth.
It is. It really is. And I have my goal lists on my phone here, and health was, I think, top 2 on my goals for this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Work, honestly, wasn't that high this year. I want to prioritize my health this year. I want to prioritize, giving time to the kiddos, my wife.
Yeah.
We try and schedule date nights more often. I try and block out time on the calendar for the kiddos.
Yeah.
That stuff is invaluable for me. So I'm really trying to take the initiative to do more of that stuff this year.
Yeah, because you can always make more money, but you can't make more time.
Yeah.
No, I value time so much now, man. I really do.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I'm starting to get into rentals and want to do more flips. I want to generate other sources of revenue.
Right. I was going to come back and touch base on that.
Yeah, absolutely. We can talk about it.
I was going to say, how do you manage your time? Do you do time blocking?
I do. Yeah. At time block. No, it's not perfect. Because my day's very chaotic. I'm getting pulled in 100 different directions. Yeah. This week was very challenging for us and the team.
Yeah.
But we got through it. We're almost at the end of the week, and that's what it's about.
Just getting to the end of the week.
Just getting to the end of the week. Then you hit the cigar lounge on Saturday, and then you do it again on Monday.
Get to the end of the week.
That's right. That's right. But yeah, hopefully that answered.
Yeah, no.
The lifestyle question.
And then other than that, so like what's your typical day in the life like now?
So for me, I have 2 sons, right? I have Damon and Grayson. It's get up in the morning, rush around, get them ready for school.
Around what time?
7.
Okay.
Usually I'm up at 7 with the kids. We're getting ready, drop them off at school. Sometimes if I have a little bit of time in the morning, I try and sneak a gym session in.
Yeah.
If not, I get my ass to work.
Yeah.
And then I sneak in it at night.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's tough. I've always tried to be the morning person. I was doing like 5 a.m.s, but it's just not for me.
Yeah.
It's really not. I mean, those guys that preach about grind, God bless you, bro.
Yeah.
You do that at 5. I'm okay.
Look, I be up at 5.
I see, but dude, I respect that
I get
so
used to
much.
it though. So like Saturdays, I be waking up so early when I just want to sleep in a little
God
bit.
bless you.
But it's just my body got used to it.
Yeah.
So.
I think what's tough for me is, my kiddos are so draining.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so energetic.
I bet,
As soon as I'm home, they wanna play our games. They want to spend time with me.
Yeah.
And that does it for me. I'm on E.
Yeah.
So I hit the sack, and I wake up when that alarm clock wakes up.
Yeah.
Do they play any sports?
So they play basketball, soccer. We're doing soccer with Grayson right now.
Nice.
It's fun.
Right.
It's very cool, bro. It's very cool. I didn't do much of that when I was young.
Yeah.
So being able to do that with my kids and kind of be there for them for that stuff is very rewarding.
I'm sure that tires you out too, just being out there
brutal,
practicing
bro.
with them.
It's brutal. Soccer's not my sport. I mean,
No?
you guys see me play basketball, and that's rough to do.
Yeah, if you need a trainer, let me know. I'll be out
he
there.
does soccer.
Do you? Is soccer your thing?
Yeah, it was for a long time. I mean, I
Very
still
cool.
play pickup every now and then.
Okay,
But
very
definitely-
cool. Well, fun fact, we're doing Sundays.
Sundays?
We're doing soccer on Sundays.
Who?
The team. I haven't gone yet because
Oh,
I'll
not
be
my-
out
a little
for
real
now.
estate.
I was gonna say
No, if I'm playing basketball with you, you play soccer with me.
I haven't gone to those. I will admit, last week I blamed it on the kids.
Well, let me know if you're going like anytime coming up. I'll definitely join.
I'll shoot you a text. Yeah, I think the more people start showing up to that, I'm happy to go in and just play.
Yeah, it's
I'm,
just fun.
I'm
Right.
horrific at soccer, but
Same.
it's okay. It's okay. It's just there for the cardio.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you want to touch base on the investing?
Oh yeah, sure.
Go for it.
So you sold your portfolio beginning like COVID time.
Yep.
Wish you waited a little bit longer, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. And then some of your team, they're doing like fix and flips, right?
Yes.
Are you participating in any fix and flips, buy and holds, wholesaling?
Yeah.
Like, any of
So I'm doing a little bit of everything.
Okay.
You're doing wholesaling too?
I think I did like 2 wholesales.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. I mean, it's just residual, like extra stuff. Really, is how I look at it.
Right.
I'm trying to focus on more rentals, so I want to buy a few more, hold, do flips just to build up liquidity in that other business entity that I'm looking at. Just so I try and keep everything separate. So like the team stuff is the team stuff,
Right.
and then the real estate investment company is another stuff.
Yeah.
So if that can generate flips, great. I dump it into a rental.
Yeah.
It's how I look at it.
Right.
And then the team stuff. Again, at one point, I bought my one rental and I just used my commission money. I was like, ugh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
So now I'm starting to use like hard money lenders and all that stuff because I can refi out of them and
Right.
just pull most of the equity out. Or
I'm sure you've built like such a good network with just, how much transactions you've done in Lebanon. You probably have all those connections already in place, which should make it really easy for you.
yeah. So I picked up a flip, maybe 2 flips this year.
Yeah.
From a good buddy of mine. He just called me up randomly. He's like, hey, you should come see this. I think you should buy it. I was like, okay, sure. I trust you. So I pulled up and I actually bought both the properties that he sent me.
Nice. Must have been good deals.
It was a phenomenal deal.
Yeah.
So, investing is not my full-time gig by any means, but when stuff like that comes up, I try and, take the opportunity and just figure it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether it's a rental, whether it's a flip, just to keep that side business running.
Yeah.
Really.
Did you have like contractors you ever already worked with in the past, or did you have to kind of go and like, okay, you did?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
At first, I did my first flip with some people and I tried to run it on my own. I'm not a contractor, guys. I'm really not. I'm not ashamed to admit it. My wife's more handy than I am. So at that time, I tried to just figure it out.
Yeah.
And it was expensive. I didn't want to figure it out anymore. So
That's fair.
I'm paying a little more
Yeah.
for the crew that we have now, but they're phenomenal. I mean, I'm so hands off. I trust the guys. It's guys that I know.
Yeah.
And that business is pretty hands off. I don't really invest too many hours in the week for that business.
Gotcha.
And I like it that way. I'm okay with it being like that. I don't mind paying a little extra as long as I get my hours back.
Yeah.
Right.
I started realizing that these other side gigs were really demanding hours out of me that I didn't have in the week. So I quickly acknowledged that and humbled myself with, dude, you got to stop this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last year was rough. We don't want to do the same thing this year.
Yeah.
So I took that into account very, very quickly. And now I think I have it under control now.
Okay. Those 2 flips, did you already finish them, sell them, everything?
Yeah.
Nice.
So, we sold our first one. It wasn't that great, but we made a little money.
That's all that matters.
And then after that, we did a wholesale, 2 more flips. And those were both 3 more flips. Those were all good.
Okay.
Yeah, we did really well with those. We were able to pay ourselves back for the most part. Now the business has good revenue that's just sitting there. That's essentially not out of our own
numbers.
Pocket. Yeah, if I remember them. I think the wholesale I did about 15 or 20,000 on that one.
That's good because we don't even see wholesales like that over here.
Yeah, we were supposed to have one.
Yeah,
we went into a story on it yesterday. So keep an eye out for
potential lawsuit. I don't know.
Oh no!
Yeah, you'll see it on the podcast. You'll see it on the podcast tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'll share off camera a story for you guys, and I can't say it on.
It happens.
It does, dude. It does, but you just figure it out.
Yeah,
it is what you got to do.
Take it day by day.
Exactly, exactly. But so the wholesale is about 15, 20. I don't remember. And then the flips, we've been able to do somewhere around 25 to 35 on an average.
That's good.
The first one, take a guess what we made.
The very first
The very first one.
4,000.
I'm going to say...
Not that bad.
Okay.
I'm going to say 10.
15.
Okay.
15, yeah.
Might as well wholesale that thing.
I should have, bro. I should have.
But you still profited. So.
We made something.
And you got experience.
Yeah. So the proof of concept was there. That's all we wanted. We wanted to see, hey, could we figure it out? Could we make some money? We did, a few more gray hairs, but that's okay.
Figured out what works, what doesn't work,
Right.
Just improve the systems.
Right. So what we learned is we're not contractors. Just give it to them and let them run the whole project.
Yep.
And pay them a little extra because we're not involved. And I like it that way.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Now, what are your thoughts on the lawsuit that just came out about realtors?
The commission stuff.
Yeah.
I had some notes on that. Funny you say it.
Yeah.
I think moving forward, we will forever have to adapt, is what it is. Yeah. It's just another speed bump. I think the media is portraying it a certain way, and realtors are freaking out about it rather than actually educating themselves and reading the actual documents that are being released. You know, I hopped on and listened to attorneys go over the document line by line, and it's not at all what the media is portraying.
Yeah.
So I would just say do your due diligence, actually read the docs, and just maybe talk to an attorney.
Would you mind giving the audience a brief explanation of what this lawsuit is?
So the brief explanation is the discrepancy between how commissions are paid. It's essentially the listing agent offering compensation to said buyer's agent. And so the fact is, on the settlement sheet, it shows up, hey, it's leaving off the seller's side.
Yep.
So the seller's paying for it. But the contract says you're paying me 6%.
Right.
So why does it show up like that?
Yeah.
There's just doubts on how it's paid. And unfortunately, if you ask realtors on how it's paid, you might get different answers.
So, really?
Absolutely.
They don't know.
They don't know.
Oh, that's sad.
They don't. And unfortunately, I think those changes need to happen because our business is oversaturated.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's my opinion.
I feel like this new lawsuit is actually going to knock out a lot of realtors who aren't as experienced, and they've just been getting lucky maybe the past year.
I hope it goes very well for them. I don't wish ill will on anyone, but the fact is that might be the case. I think a lot of people got into it because they see, social media, they see the TV shows, and they're
big commission checks.
Those are some fat commission checks, man. I need that stuff.
Yep.
And those shows really highlight what the money looks like. When in reality, you take a 3% multiple on a number, it looks huge. But dude, those guys are pumping out crazy numbers for marketing. They're dumping a lot of money on those listings.
They are. For sure.
So
they sometimes go through. They do all the staging themselves. And
oh, absolutely. You're in a couple $1,000s on these listings, and you're not guaranteed an ROI.
Yeah.
Look at Ryan Serhian.
That's a phenomenal example. He's pumping out lots of money on his marketing.
Yeah.
And it's an investment on his part for his clients.
It's paid off for him.
Heck yeah,
he's killing it too.
He's doing all right. Ryan's
doing
figured
all right.
it out. But I'm looking at it in my point of view as I work in Lebanon, man. It's a small town. I don't get those crazy checks.
Yeah.
I think the biggest sale I had was the farm that I sold last year.
Oh, with
holy moly,
Skyler, right?
No. It was another farm. It was a family friend.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a family friend. They came to me, and it's interesting. The follow-up game is very important.
Yeah.
And I actually followed up with these guys, and I kept touch for over a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They came to my office day one. They had some questions. I very transparent, told them what I would be willing to do for them.
Yeah.
And, they said, hey, we want to try and sell it ourselves. We want to try and save the money. I said, that's fine. Here's all the information. Take it with you.
Yeah.
I hope you do. Fast forward a year, they were unfortunately unsuccessful, but they circled back with me. We've kept in touch, and, I just gave them my value proposition. And I said, hey, this is what I can do. If you do, I think I could do it.
Yeah.
They gave me a number that I felt was a little too high to get it done at, but I took it and I tried to figure it out, man. I did the videography, I did the marketing, I did all that jazz. I got featured on a few pages with a lot of followers, and I try to get as many eyes on the property as possible.
Nice.
And I was actually able to bring the buyer on that as well.
Wow.
So
that's amazing.
Oh, dude, it was incredible.
What was the price of the?
It ended up settling at $2.3 million.
No freaking way.
No freaking way.
And you got both sides. That's a good question right there.
Wow.
That's
like, take it off the rest of the year.
Yeah. That's one of those things. It's like, oh man, when these come, they come, and that was, that one check was essentially at one point I wanted to make in a year. Yeah. Let's just put it that way.
Wow.
Yeah. I was very blessed, man. Very, very. I'm still blessed.
Yeah.
It's really cool to do what I do on a day to day, and that sale really solidified that. I think I'm here to stay, and I think I want to continue doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. You don't see yourself ever leaving Lebanon?
I don't think so, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying with the reputation you've already built there, with it being such a small town and everyone knows you.
Like, when you ask that, you mean like business-wise or just living?
Business-wise is what I was referring to.
I'm so content with being in Lebanon. I'll be very honest with you. Yeah, we expand outside other counties every now and then, but I'm so invested into my town that it's tough for me to venture out.
Yeah.
I do it at times, like if it's a family member or a referral, I'll take them out to Harrisburg, Reading, Lancaster.
Yeah.
But my day is so hectic, it's tough for me to kind of get out of the office.
Right.
So doing stuff like this is great. Like it gets me out of the office. I'm out and about. So yeah, I guess for me, I'm happy with where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm building good roots in Lebanon. I'm on a few boards. I'm on the YMCA board. I'm just trying to give back to the community.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So how big do you want to take it?
Yeah.
Like how much more of a scale?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, because
last year we were number 1 in the county.
Yeah.
So I look at that and I ask myself, is that it? Like
what's next?
Yeah, kind of. Like I'm very forward thinking. Like it's not that I'm unhappy with where we're at. I just want to keep moving the team forward. I want to keep hitting amazing milestones.
Yeah.
Being number 1 in the county is amazing. But I think we can give more back to the community. I think we can do more things than just hit these sale accolades. Maybe sponsor like basketball teams or like, stuff for the kids. Sure. Like I want to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's very, very rewarding. Yeah. I think last year my team and I, we dropped off pizza at a basketball camp. And dude, it's just pizza.
Yeah.
But it was so cool. It was so rewarding. I drove up to the basketball court. And I remember the kids just rushing over to my car. It's a Tesla, right?
Yeah.
And then you see me, I'm all like tatted up. I'm, wearing a dress shirt, and they're like, "Oh, who's this guy?
Yeah,
he's cool." Yeah. And, just chopping it up with the kids, and they're all in the car. They were all over me, and they're like trying to drive my car. I'm like, "Oh, don't do that."
You got one kid just eating the pizza in the back.
Oh yeah, dude, there's pizza everywhere. Just pizza flying all over the Tesla. No, but it's doing stuff like that. It's very cool, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure kids are gonna look back at that day and say, "Oh, that guy's kind of cool."
Yeah.
And then they maybe see me on social, and then
that might inspire some of them to be a realtor.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I get a lot of messages like that.
Yeah.
Like, "Hey, I see you doing this. Like, I want to be a real estate agent."
Yeah.
And then I don't sugarcoat it. I keep it very blunt. I say, "Hey, I'm happy you want to be a real estate agent. What do you want to get out of it?" As soon as they say, "I just want to make a lot of money," the conversation doesn't go much farther.
Yeah.
If you want to make a lot of money, there's many ways to do it. Real estate's really freaking tough, and the failure rate is astronomical.
Yeah.
So you're welcome to give it a shot, but don't expect to start making 6 figures overnight. It's tough to do that. I mean,
have you had anyone join your team that didn't succeed?
No. I want to say no. I think everyone's showing up, everyone's working, everyone's forward thinking like me.
Yeah.
at the beginning of the year, I spoke to everyone. I wanted everyone's goals. I wanted everything written down. I wanted to go over it with them. I wanted to see where their mindset was at. Right. And this year, I'm trying to hold them very accountable to that. I had Ashley get a contract, and I think I texted her 15. I just texted her 15. She's like, "What's this?" I was like, "That's your goal." Remember, you told me that. Yeah. Just a reminder.
Yeah.
I try and keep the guys and gals accountable. They told me their goals, and I want to see that at the end of the year.
Yeah. And it helps out so much to have an accountability partner or accountability mentor or team leader, whatever you want to say. Yeah. So I know if I didn't have Steph, there's plenty of times I might have just said, fuck it.
Dude, right? I get it, bro. I still say fuck it every now and then. Then the whiskey nights come in a little sooner. But, it's just, you got to stay grounded, man. It's not easy. And if it was easy, everyone would be doing it.
Yeah.
So you just got to take it day by day, like you said, and just figure it out.
Yeah. All there is to it.
And you said your goals are basically health, spending time with family this year. Yeah. Like, what are your other goals, if you have any more?
I'll tell you, man, because
feel free, go through.
Listen, I just hit 30, so my mind's not there for some reason. Don't say that. So I have it split up, actually. I have business and personal.
Okay.
We did the same thing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So business, 30 million volume. I want 5 more rentals, and I want to do 10 flips.
Okay.
And at the end, I say, I also want all the agents on the team to hit their goals. That's for my business.
So
personal, health is actually number 1. Spend time with the family is number 2. Date night with my wife, and then just the therapy part.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Those were my goals for this year.
So you're on track for all that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Where are you at currently with the rental portfolio?
Right now, I have 3 2 units.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I might sell the 1 2 unit. I just hate stress, man.
Just looking for a house hack.
Dude, I hate stress.
I don't know about Lebanon, but yeah.
Why not?
No, I like Lebanon. It's just kind of far. How long's the drive from where you were to here?
It was like 50 minutes, and then traffic hit. An hour.
I'm not doing that every day.
I don't blame you, bro. I hate driving. I love that my car drives itself. That's one of the coolest features.
Take a little nap.
Yeah, we gotta go try that out.
That's a little risky.
I can't say that on camera.
No.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I mean, seems like you're doing great for yourself, man. I'm glad to see it.
I appreciate it. Yeah, likewise for you guys, man. You guys are kicking ass, man.
Appreciate it.
You guys are doing this. You're doing your rentals. You're doing all that stuff, man. So it's cool to see. Very cool to see.
Growing slowly but surely.
Yeah.
So not even that slowly, honestly. Like, it feels slow to us.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just because we know like how much work we're putting into it versus the output.
Yeah.
And it's like, from an outside perspective, though, somebody who doesn't know, they're like, dude, you just bought your first rental property in June. It's, what are we in? April?
Yeah.
April, we're at like 14 doors now, so.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean.
That's a big change.
When you hear it like that,
man.
like, it sounds like a lot, right?
Yeah. It is a lot. I mean,
it looks
it's a lot
good
of
on
work.
camera, but the behind the scenes be a little rough.
It'd be a little rough.
I completely get it. Yeah. I live in it, and I know, I can only imagine where you guys are at with your time invested into those rentals and your operations and all that stuff. It's very demanding.
We're still in the beginning stages, so it's just like figuring everything out.
Yeah.
Which I think there's definitely a lot of things that I know we've improved pretty much on every aspect of the business since we started.
Awesome.
So just got to continue to do that and keep scaling.
Do you guys have a mentor at all?
We do, out in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay, cool.
But Rob Neilinger, he also
Rob's
we can
awesome.
call him all the time.
With
any questions and stuff too. So he's been a major help.
Oh yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah,
he's very like straight to the point, dude.
Oh heck yeah, he is.
I'll tell you how it is.
Yeah, I love it though. I love it about Rob. I forgot. I texted him like 2 months ago. I was like, hey, this opportunity came up. What do you think?
Yeah.
And he calls me right away. Like, why do you want to do that?
Yeah.
I was like, opportunity?
Yeah.
It was my honest answer. It was just opportunity. I didn't really think about it.
Right.
And he put it into perspective, and I was like, holy moly, yeah, you're...
They have a whole different angle.
I don't want this.
Yeah.
So, shout out Rob, man.
Shout out.
I didn't buy it, by the way. Yeah, but Rob's a good dude. He has a lot of valuable information to provide, and he's always putting out content. And if you're not following him, man, you gotta follow Rob. He has a lot of good stuff out there.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And you basically said for people that do want to become an agent, they don't know like the behind the scenes, and they want to get in for money. So like, what would be other advice you would give to someone that's coming into the business that does have a little why and may have not have developed yet, but they're just taking that next step and to help them prevail, keep going.
I ask them questions to kind of figure out what their why is and then go off of that. I can tell you for me, it's to provide for my family and to hopefully retire my parents one day. That's my why. If you have a powerful why, you will succeed because you don't have any other option.
Yeah.
If it's a powerful why, you'll figure it out. If you don't know what your why is yet, I don't want to say you won't figure it out, but it'll be a lot tougher because when those rough days hit and you don't have a strong why to motivate you to get up, that's hard. It's hard to do.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me going. My days are wild, but at the end of the day, I have a family to provide for. They believe in me. They're proud of me. To extend it out, I have a team that relies on me. Their family relies on me. So
it's a lot of responsibility.
A little bit, yeah. It's a little rough at times, but at the end of the day, it's so rewarding because I see them starting to flourish.
Yeah.
Right? Like little Sal, him being 20 and doing all the stuff he's doing, Josue buying his first house, doing his flip, rentals, all that jazz. Yep. The girls are following right behind them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're both singing deals already.
You are who you're around.
Yeah, it's a good point. And they see how much of a maniac I am when it comes to working. So, I guess they, in a sense, replicate that too. Yeah. Just more controlled.
Oh, completely.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I don't want them to lose themselves. So I always advocate, hey, make time for yourselves. Take Josue, take your wife out on a date. Try and make time for the family.
Yeah.
Because that'll help your mental jewels out a little bit.
Well, we truly appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Absolutely, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
It was amazing.
This was awesome.
I love hearing your story, seeing where you're at now, and I'm sure there's a lot bigger things coming for you. So
hopefully, man. Yeah, God willing.
Definitely.
And if you guys want to connect with Michael, we'll make sure to leave his information down in the description. But with that being said, we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.